Okay. Oh, I just got straight into there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Celluroids.
Celluroids.
And this week, now this was your choice.
You're sounding
this
quite
week.
breathless.
I had to run for a piss.
You ran for a piss. Did you make it in time? Because
Is there an odour?
There's a moisture coming off you.
That's,
I don't
that's
think
the
it's
way
sweat.
That's the way I prefer
Saying
to
that,
be.
your willy produces sweat, not urine.
No, you just said my willy.
Your willy.
Have you noticed the mics are now round the other way? The mic stands, because last week you had the mic completely in front of your face where you couldn't see you at all. At all. It was the perfect angle. There's just a mic and a t-shirt.
People enjoy that.
I know, but I think you're doing it again now.
Is this better?
That's better. They want to see you at an angle.
Okay. The thing is, I don't want that twist in my body, you know.
Well, you know what? Just move it, but try and keep your eyes. People love those eyes.
I don't like looking at them.
No, no one does.
Because if they make eye contact with me, because I've got two evil eyes.
This is very true.
I'm cuddling their milk.
This week, this was your choice.
It's always been my choice. This was destined.
My choice has been pretty poor, and then I delegated.
What else did you try and make us? You made me watch it. Triple X, was that not you?
Yeah, and we've still got the other two 50 Shades of Grey films to watch.
No, you can watch them all you like.
No, we're watching them. This is Sorcerer.
William Friedkin, 1977.
The director
This is too good for us.
Jade, To Live and Die in LA, The French Connection, The Exorcist, but it is too good for us. Now, I'd never heard of this film.
You've never seen it?
Never heard of it. Didn't know it existed.
This is the one that he gets fated for. This is the one the French like. So when he goes to... This is considered his masterpiece. So when he's... Friedkin, as a director, is wonderful, but as a self-publicist and a mythologizer of himself, he's wonderful as well. Have you seen him interviewed? Very engaging.
Very engaging. I like him.
Intense, tough.
Is it William Peter Blatty?
Yeah. When
he's talking to him, they just argue. Is there a flashing light on that camera?
Red, yes.
Excellent, it's on. So...
Yeah, Friedkin, like, he's one of these... like megalomaniac film directors of the 70s.
Yeah.
Old school, but he sees it as a job. So when you speak to him, he says, I can produce some art, but I'm not an artist. He's got a very nuts and bolts attitude to filmmaking.
I like that.
Tough guy. Interesting topics This is a religious film.
How can you get this film made? This is because he had some power. Because there's no way, there's no studio.
A jungle. Let's make it in the jungle.
Let's make it in the jungle. Let's make it...
Nobody looks like they were having a particularly good time.
Everyone's unhappy.
Everybody had malaria.
The crew hate him.
Because this isn't like Jim Carter, where they're claiming to be in some foreign country and they're just in the woods off Dundee. Exactly. This is jungle.
They've done every location's for real.
Well, Apocalypse Now was the same.
Yes.
Mad director, let's make a film. Heart of Darkness, let's make it in the jungle. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen The Green Planet? Is it the one with John Boorman, the one of the natives, and Powers Booth's in it, and his son gets kidnapped.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
His little, his son who's grown up to be Ewan McGregor's mate.
Oh,
he was a great wee kid actor. It's Paramount and Universal. Yeah, you're right. He's needed to have clout. This is a force.
There's no way you could get this made.
Had this made, and
he's personally believed in this story.
2 hours long. Doesn't feel like 2 hours.
I saw this, a film I've never heard of, 1977, released the same month as Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm like, 2 hours. I went, you prick.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to this. I've got my VR set charging. I want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to give away my feelings on it yet.
But Star Wars, which is an inherently silly film.
Yes, of course. It's for children. That's fine.
And it's a children's film made by a man with the mind of a child. And
not
this is an
healthy child.
No, this is an adult film.
This is for grown-ups in every sense of
You've
the word.
You've heard the expression toxic masculinity.
Yes.
This is explosive masculinity. This masculinity is so toxic it drips nitroglycerin.
This is nuclear waste.
The nitroglycerin is essentially jizz in this film. It's male potent, deadly jizz. It's dribbling.
You're right.
It's an ejaculant.
Oh my God!
This film
You're right.
This film is all about the male orgasm. Think about it. Violence.
I've got it. You're
violence
right.
as sex. The explosive act. The shooting of people.
Yeah.
It's all willies.
Oh
this
my
film
God.
is a willy-based movie.
That's why I liked it.
That's why I liked it.
And it made sense.
The camera work.
Sense.
The camera work. It opens
Cinematography.
in Veracruz, and it's an assassin going about his business. And it pans in from the square, comes into the room. He appears, a lot of white shoes in this, like a Dundee hooker.
That's right.
I love a silencer.
Have you used the silencer for real?
No.
Very loud, hurts your ears. But anyway.
He's in the elevator and it's clanking. Just the noise.
The sound design. Now, you know I love sound. But the sound design in this film is glorious.
Everything's layers and textures.
This film was so visceral. Did they actually just shoot that actor? Everything in this film seemed very real.
Well, Friedkin and used to fire a gun and to scare people.
Everyone's shitting themselves and they got that look.
In The Exorcist, that Miller guy, he slapped him.
Just
slapped him.
Oh.
Who's slapping people?
Oh my God.
And this is a man, he must be in his late 70s now. He made Killer Joe. You ever seen that?
No.
With McConaughey, plays a hitman. You're like, fucking hell, this is an elderly man making this mental film.
Oh, this is good.
He's still potent.
You've got to have...
He wears very high trousers now, Friedkin.
Oh, I'm wanting that. I want to get the high trousers as I get older. But when you're saying jizz, that's not for the comedy. I'm getting it now.
No, it is.
Actually, you're right.
It's a bit jizz. Yeah.
This is a manly film.
You know the song that stays the same by Led Zeppelin. You know how they're all drawn together.
Yes.
So it's like a kind of Grail quest as well. This film.
Oh, very much.
They're all taken from this very disparate people. Imagine a film where one of the protagonists is a terrorist,
and you kind of like him.
He's kind of He's a kind of guy with a bit of romance in his soul.
Yeah. He's
the least dead-eyed of the men.
You've got a failed bank robber. Well,
an Irish. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got an assassin.
Yeah.
You've got a Palestinian terrorist.
That's right.
You've got a disgraced French bank baron.
Yeah.
And you've got an Irish hoodlum.
It's incredible.
And they're all from all different parts, and they come together in this.
Well, what happens at the start in Kirriemuir? There is the start of the film is unexplained vignettes.
Yes.
They just show you something.
Oh, man.
And you've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You've got to, once again, an adult story.
Yeah.
You've got to figure out what's going on. What's the connection? What's going on?
The French. I liked the French bit the most.
So did I.
The French actor's really good, and they're in that kind of faded. But you can see him. He's like in a business meeting. He's ruined. The ruination.
Yeah, and he's trying
still
everything.
Getting these wonderful. There's loads of work on men's eyes, close-ups, and it's people like staring in the mid-distance, and you'll know my feelings on Schneider. Schneider's superb in this.
Well, a lot of this is to deal with emotions.
Yeah.
Hidden emotions and how men deal with them. In
Guilt
one scene, the guy goes, well, I'm quite emotional. How will he deal with it? Goes in the car, blows his fucking brains out.
Yeah, that's a wonderful scene. They're sitting having honeyed piglet.
Oh, I'm sure you wrote down what they were
honeyed piglet and like all these mooses and stuff. And his business, they know they're fucked. When he's in the business meeting basically saying, look, you're going to get charged for this. You've got 24
There's no way out, yeah.
He's smoking this big fucking ass Cuban cigar. And his wife gives
Isn't
him
that a symbol of what he is and is suddenly disappearing?
His wife, his beautiful wife, they're in this lovely apartment. She gives him a watch and it says on it, in the 10th year of forever.
Oh, God, you're a romantic.
And they're just having this French conversation. He's like, I saw a woman carrying a jar on her head and she's lying in the bed. They're all smoking.
Yeah.
It's
the script is sparse.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant.
Just that kind of white collar mischief. But what I love about it, he's a white collar criminal, wealthy guy, and he's able to strip apart this vintage truck engine and get it ready to go on the road.
I have a theory about that. We'll get to that later.
I can't even change a tyre. Men have deteriorated.
This is true. Okay, we'll just talk about it now.
We've improved in many ways, but we've maybe lost a bit.
This guy, white collar criminal, but he can strip an engine and he's got it. He's fake. That's why he got there. He's got himself up in society.
His money, it's his wife's money.
Yes, he's got himself up in society. He was playing the old games, but with big money, and he got caught. And he knows he should have just played the game, but he didn't. And he's old ways. So he's probably a mechanic. He's met this woman. He's worked his way up. I'm making a history for him.
Making a history from. Yeah,
I'm making a history.
What a life he's got, and he's got fucked around.
Because all of them. This is something that you have to remember. Every single one of them has a past.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them has an incredible past. You look at the scene, the first vignette. The second one is the Palestinian terrorists.
But they're all filmed differently.
Well, that's like what's it called? Cinema verite.
But it's like the Palestinian section. It's like a documentary.
Yes.
And you're in the midst of it.
And it's all long shots. It's good.
It's just the people, when there's violence in this film.
Now, I know it was filmed in Israel. It looked like it.
Bonkers.
Because there's a lot of Uzis. Now, I know they're made there, but they must have had a fire sale on them or something, because everyone, children, old ladies, they're all carrying Uzis.
The difference as well, you notice, it's 70s terrorism. Everyone's got, flares.
Everyone's got flares and big collars.
If you see kind of...
A lot of
Islamic terrorism now has changed.
Yes, the fashion's completely different.
From that Saudi attitude, it's like kind of severe. It's weird. There's a lot of kind of not going into politics of it, but it's beautifully captured, and there's a lovely bit in it where the two of his mates have been shot. His other mate's been taken away in the back of the paddy wagon, and he exchanges a glance with him, and it's a longing. There's a kind of gay subtext there. I thought they...
What?
No, I think so.
Everything you say is a gay subtext.
No, but there's just a look. There's a look exchange between them. So there's some...
the look that I got, he looked at him and this guy knew he was fucked. No, he accepts his fate.
But it's more than that, I think. There's a love there.
Oh my God.
But I think it's not really... It's not discussed. It's everything about this film. It's left to you to make your own.
And I saw it as two people accepting their fate. You saw it as gay man love.
I thought it was gay man love.
Fair enough.
But later on, you'll when the German's killed, he's not miffed about that. He's very upset.
There's a angry passion later on.
He's a passionate guy. The French guy's life is, you know the word ormolu?
No.
Everything's gold leaf covered. Ormolu.
Now, what about when you had the different ways it was being shot by the same director? That's incredibly complex. Yeah. But they've done a thing that they've done on, I think by mistake, in Death Wish 3, that everything's shot at a distance.
What's a comparison?
The sets are very high. So you get to see height.
Yeah.
You get to see elevation, and I think that's very deliberate in the French scenes.
Well, it's real places.
Yeah, so they're bringing in the height and everything. So it's not as claustrophobic.
I think the town they shoot in,
they couldn't have built that.
I think they maybe built.
Do you think they built
elements of it?
The detail in that was incredible.
Just the fucking raw humanity of this film, the sweatiness, the noise,
the sweat.
It's never quiet. There's always chatter. It's insects in the background. There's
I'm
babies
always
crying.
thirsty. That place would kill me.
I wouldn't have drank the water.
Now, going back to the Israel one, what do you think of the explosion when it goes off? Do you think they just blew something up and there's people lying around? It seemed so realistic.
The thing is, the air is filled with fragments.
Yeah.
Those things would get in your eye.
There was things flying everywhere, and I don't know how many stuntmen died on this film. I think a few. There had to be proper injuries.
Well, no, because I think all the death happened in The Exorcist. That's a film that carried all the curse. And like, as a person crashed a plane that worked on the thing and crashed on top of his wife's car.
Oh my God.
There was just weird coincidence.
But this did look a dangerous film. No health and safety when you're filming in the Middle East.
Well, I'm led to believe they did have safety equipment, but it didn't really saved their lives but not them from injury, so it was quite a thin line. Well, the French Connection one, Friedkin is in the car with the stunt driver,
and they weren't allowed to do that. They just went out and done it like 100 miles an hour.
There's real people going about. They could have killed somebody. Just so we've got the shaggers of the French, just this intensity of the French lifestyle. I love it. It's just Parisian, and then you've got we go to Our Lady of the Snow. In that Schneider's section, he's playing an Irish gangster. Yeah, and it's got a bit of the crime. It's the most openly crime bit. They're robbing a church, which is a money laundering, a numbers racket.
That's right,
and that's done well.
And in the back, there's an IRA guy.
Oh, there's
an IRA guy.
It's Irish hoodlum guys.
But they do something in this they never do in other films.
Yeah,
when they're getting away, there's an argument. A gun's pulled. There's a crash.
It's a crash.
Nobody's wearing a seatbelt.
No.
And they pay for it.
Everyone's
fucking broken, and it's so brutal.
Schneider crawls out and he's He's acting of being
him on the verge of death is the best verge of death acting you'll ever see.
He really is.
Ever.
He plays he's a good dying man because he's wonderful in Marathon Man. He just looks like he's lost a lot of blood. He looks like a leech has been on him.
Yeah,
and this one,
now the blood in it is not very realistic, obviously, because the kind of film stock they were using. They have to use this really orange.
The shot,
it's brutal.
The shot of the body lying on the tarmac with the blood and the money on him. What an image! It's like Jesus to flip him over.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
I think you see Friedkin. Is he not a priest in it? He pops out.
Oh, I didn't notice.
But they shoot a priest, and they don't kill the priest. But that leads. The church is by an Italian gangster, the kind of godfather. So he's like that. We've got to get this guy.
Because one escaped.
But it's a complicated. There's Irish mob. There's Italian mob. So they're not going to do it themselves. They get to pay some other person to come in. So
not to start a war, just to end the problem.
No, it's all business.
Yeah.
So his mate with a moustache gets him out of the country, and it's
where am I going? I don't know where you're going.
Just find a fucking bit.
Don't mention my name. Just go.
Flee the country to a kind of place nobody wants to go. I thought, is he coming to Dundee? And it just cuts to the jungle. And it's sharks, lazy flags and chickens. The place is so humid and so airless. The flags are just drooping. And it's just
wet.
like there's propaganda posters, there's mud.
I don't think you could fake this place. It was filthy.
You don't know. So these guys, I would happily get us on set for a fortnight. We could make it a bit grimy.
I could do that. But
just rub your elf
Schneider at this point.
Oh, he looks awful.
Oh my God! This is a while later. He's in this doss house. It's like the old way hostels used to be in this country.
It's like an old cludge. It's a cludgy. It's just a corrugated shack.
It's terrible. And he goes to wash
the faucet.
He's not going to last long like that.
And all you can hear is just a smoker's cough in the background, and somebody does a big goggle.
I don't like that.
He's got a dirty t-shirt on, and then we cut to the Frenchman. He's still smoking, but it's not his nice big Cubans. It's a wee cheroot again.
But everyone's wet, sweat.
But he still has his kind of dignity. The Frenchman.
He does. He earned that.
Distinguished, isn't he?
He earned that dignity. He wasn't born with it, so he keeps it. Mm-hmm. If someone's born with dignity, they can let it go quite quickly. Exactly like all the hippies around here. They're born into money and they live like shit.
Because Schneider's just playing a street tough.
He's a street tough, and he's
even in this he doesn't carry a gun. He stipulates
he doesn't carry a gun. Yeah. That's true.
But the Frenchman is now working on an oil pipeline.
Yeah, they've all just got work
but
where
he's
they could.
He's an engineer. He can and everybody's covered in the fucking oil. What a horrible, dirty ass job.
A very dangerous job. When they cut to the Palestinian guy, putting a pipe up, and they're just lifting it, and it slips.
He's in the swamp.
In the swamp.
Balls would be just covered in leeches.
And then they drop the pipe, and a guy gets his leg smashed. There's blood everywhere. This is so brutal.
Yeah, it's like
it's visceral. You feel it.
It's like the French Foreign Legion training he's doing.
It's awful.
This is them. They're at the end of the world basically. It's like a purgatory.
Yeah,
and they're just living off scraps.
Now this is where I felt the religious comes into it. They're in purgatory.
They're definitely in purgatory.
They've all died. They're dead men walking. I felt.
They've left behind their lives. Their lives are dead.
Yeah.
They're all living in fake identities.
Now, what did they do? The Frenchman, he goes into this pink
They could
shack.
have just gone to Spain, because Spain,
it's lovely.
You could be sitting on the beach.
Yeah, but
what's the country? It's not Uruguay. Does it say?
No, they've got to get out of there to get somewhere else. This is my theory about the film.
Right. Okay.
Right. They're all criminals. Right. And they're
of
all
different persuasion.
They don't get to enter heaven.
Yeah.
So they go into purgatory.
This is a redemptive
and
act.
they're now trying to work their way out.
Yeah, clearly.
So they're saying they're working their way. I've got money. How much does it take? I've got my watch.
All paid in like dirty, greasy,
and they're trying to get away just to get out just to get a flight. Because now, why can't they just walk? Why can't they just cross the border?
Try to walk through a jungle. Have you tried to walk through Templeton Woods?
No,
it's tiring.
It's
you
tiring.
Get lost.
But this is what happens here. It doesn't matter what they do. They know they can't get. They've got to pay the boatman.
Pay the ferryman. The river Styx.
The ferryman. That's it.
Pay the
so that's where they've got to get out. They've got to earn this money.
And what they're eating. Imagine the food they're eating. Probably dog.
Oh my God!
And the brothel there.
Oh.
And the faces, people's faces are stupendous in
They're
this.
all real faces.
It's all real faces.
It's like
that's
Dundee
that's
nightclub.
something they've forgotten in filmmaking, I think, because this and Jaws is the same.
There's real people.
Real people.
Yeah.
Now, every film now, like an Avengers film, they pick some kid out the gutter and he's just like this little angel.
It's like when you watch these teen...
Yeah, everybody's good
TV series and that, and I mean, they're all in their 20s.
Everybody's airbrushed.
They're all light and gorgeous.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Films, they're all in their late 20s in these teen films. Kids are never played by kids in America.
Yeah, that's
it leads to problems.
It leads to issues.
Oily pockets. Because a lot of mechanics used to get testicular cancer because oil would be in your pockets.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
And it's just like stubble, rusty air. An airplane lands and you're like, fuck. And he's basically emptying tins, corned beef out the back of an airplane. That's what
he's
Snyder's
got nothing
doing.
to do.
He's maybe doing worse of the lot.
They're doing anything they can to raise the money to pay the ferryman.
The only thing that works well in this entire film was a wee orange peeler, and it's just
and it works fine.
And it's working fine.
Broken.
And then the guy appears. The assassin rocks up there with his white shoes.
Yeah,
and he's looking a
he's
little
dapper.
bit.
I just called him dapper.
Well, he's got his lovely hat, but it turns out he's bald. But he's kind of and he seems to have a little bit of money.
He's really self-confident.
So what's happened to him? Is he on the way to carry out a hit? It's went badly for him as well.
It's went badly for him with the original hit. He's had to bail the country because he's probably... You don't know that person he killed. So that could have been a politician or anything. So he's got to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's very self-confident, which breaks down over time.
And you're starting to see at this stage the trucks covered in people. They're just like rammed full of people going to and from the oil plant.
It's complete abuse of people.
I saw a bit that made me think of you. There's a lovely bus comes along and it's got bunches of green bananas because you like a green banana.
I like a banana.
And then there's even bits like there's a scene where it's a butterfly in the rain. Such a poet.
I put that down. Butterfly in the rain.
So fragile. Yeah, wonderful.
But it's
and
definitely...
then you see a wee kid with mange plucking a chicken.
It's true. But this is real. This is not fake.
It's quite a bustling hovel. It's like Lochie High Street. There's a lot of people.
A lot going on.
There's a lot of business going on.
But the reason I think this is a real place is because there's one scene when the French guy is walking through some buildings. The whole building's made up of little bits of wood.
Yeah.
But that would take days and days. I think someone doing set design would cut corners there, and there's little cans on it, and there's too much detail. I think this is someone's house.
You think there's a village, and then they've added to it?
Yeah. They've brought some people in and paid everyone.
It's not going to be expensive.
No, but this seems too real.
They did that in Edinburgh on near the Royal Mile. It was in the Avengers film, and there's a shop there I go to which sells tchotchkes and trinkets and stuff.
Okay.
It's a gift shop,
right?
And they wanted to film there as a chip shop. So they paid the people who rent the place money to go on holiday. They paid the owner of the building money to go away. They converted it into a chip shop, filmed the chip shop scene, and when it was over, they converted it back to the millimetre what it was before. So it was exactly the same.
That feels like a waste of money because I'm sure on either side of this place was chip shops.
But they're capable of doing. Well, there's a lot of chip shops in there.
Yeah.
Terrible chips in Edinburgh, but they're capable of doing it. But yeah, you could. It's a feast for the eyes. There's everywhere you look, there's a chicken hanging, there's garlic, there's an orange peeler, there's cobbles, there's a wee kid in the background, there's people
very dirty,
and
very muddy.
Nobody's like looking at the camera. Everybody's going about their lives. You feel like you are a member. You feel like you're there. You stood there,
and you feel isolated here. You feel that in another world. But then
the Frenchman's he's hit rock bottom. He's trading his watch.
Yeah, to
just get the fuck out.
But that's what you do.
Yeah,
that's in John Wick. To get redemption, you had to cut his finger off and hand over his wedding ring.
Oh.
That's what you do. You have to
make a sacrifice.
Yes, you have to do it.
But and Schneider's sitting in the bar, thinking about having a wank because he sees a bottom.
Oh, he's looking
at a painted bottom, a faded bottom,
a Coca-Cola poster
of an arse,
of a badly painted arse,
and he's like, and it's just the banter. Everyone's gossipy. So he meets a Frenchman and they have a nice little bit, but he knows you're involved with finance, so they kind of gossip about each other.
Yeah,
but I like the guy. He says Carlos, the barman, he used to be an ex-Reich Marshal.
Yeah,
so
he's a Nazi.
Carlos is a Nazi behind the bar. Carlos,
and he kind of gets annoyed.
I don't think his real name's
Carlos. They're all called that.
The federales come in.
Oh, those pricks.
Those corrupt federales.
Arseholes.
And they're checking, they're doing it. So somebody's dobbed them in.
Yeah.
And they say, you're not a local, you don't even speak Spanish.
Yeah.
He goes, you filthy gringo arsehole.
So
He doesn't call him an arsehole, he calls him an arsehole.
Arsehole. You earn 3 pesos, or whatever it is, you give us 1.
They take him to the prison, and it's just folk with their bare arses.
Oh, there's just naked people. But it's like, this is not a good place to be.
It's an old-fashioned shakedown. But he's used to it.
He knows this. He knows the language. Yeah.
New Jersey's the same. When he was the robbery, there's been money. You have to pay the piper. Everything's the same. He knows the deal.
Yeah.
He's not happy about it. Then we get to they don't even give him a beer. That's what annoyed me. They say, we're going to take most of your money, and they open a beer for themselves, and they don't give him a little beer.
When in this scene, you've got the 2 portly federales, but there's 2 guys standing there as well in black shirts and red ties with glasses on. Do you think they were the real cops? Because they were just beautifully dressed.
Possibly.
And I'm like, what are they doing there?
It's a bit maybe
they
a
looked
cliche,
intimidating.
Corrupt South American police.
Yeah.
But the thing in a lot of parts of the world, the reason you join the police is for the grift.
Here.
It's a way of it. It's not quite as bad
it's
here.
It's not as bad here, but
I don't think I've ever been considered bribing a police officer. I imagine this corruption goes on, but not that low level.
Did I tell you about someone I knew, his girlfriend was a cop?
Right.
And she would get all the weed off all the local kids and then sell it on to all the surfers.
Well, I've heard of people. I know a guy he's Italian extraction, and he says, yeah, if you get stopped by the police in Italy for speeding, you can bribe yourself out of it.
Amazing.
Then we go to the
refinery.
The refinery.
Oh, this
and it's
part
such a dirty business. You see, they love it abroad. This pipeline explosions happen in Nigeria where hundreds of people have been.
Yeah, it just wipes out places beside them.
They don't care. They just bribe the government and the fucking poor people. They don't care about them. It's an angry film in many ways. It doesn't. There's political stuff that goes on in this as well, but it's kind of none's resolved. It's nothing tidy in this film.
Yeah, I think the most horrific explosion I've seen like that in real life was just a few years ago. I can't remember where it was, but a pipeline broke and everyone was collecting the petrol.
Well, they broke the pipeline.
Boom.
They smashed the pipeline
my God.
to get...
There's people walking out without skin. It was fucking horrendous. Still upsets me.
But it's this big, greasy fireball. And they wouldn't be able to do that now.
That is petrol. That's a real explosion.
Yeah.
And it's like... And the thing in this, when explosions happen, people treat it properly because I think they're properly real. So you see people running, panicking.
You get people blowing up. You see... it's nutty.
It's horrific.
Your ears would just be blown out. And it turns out... there's a guy, you see him lying there, and his shoulder just looks like a big bit of gammon.
Yeah, it's just hanging off.
Oh, hanging off. But then the main guy, he's in the office with the only clean shirt in the whole place. There's a guy who's immaculately turned out, shaved.
Now.
And it's sabotage.
Yes. But do you notice the way he acts? Like when you're in purgatory, there'll be people that are sort of the bureaucracy.
Are they kind of gatekeepers or angels?
Well,
they're heaven's functionaries.
Yes. And this is because he's clean and white. And this, I thought that we're getting a lot of religious because Friedkin's very like that. He likes his religion.
Well, he's a lapsed Jew, and he's got a fascination for the Catholic
religion.
Church. Yeah. He doesn't believe in anything, but he's fascinated by it. He's not religious.
That's fair enough because you see in The Exorcist. The Exorcist is a brilliant book actually, but he puts it across very well in depth, and the way he looks at religion, especially in The Exorcist 3. It's really.
You like that one?
He's very good. Well, that's a crime drama with a terrible ending, but it is a crime drama.
Did Friedkin do that one?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is that the one with George C. Scott?
Yes.
Because the second one's
God, the second one is just...
That's got Brad Dourif in it.
And it's got... The third one, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
So where have we got to? Oh, there's a bit...
Oh, when they take the bodies back.
And they're wrapped in cellophane.
It's in plastic and it's all falling out.
You know when you buy a roast,
yeah,
the supermarket, and the blood, it's not blood, it's just the liquid.
And that's what was happening here, but there was bits falling out in that.
Yeah, it's kind of horrific.
And the crowd are angry.
The crowd are angry, and it just fucking kicks off.
But then it goes silent when they're pulling the bodies.
That's so beautiful. They go, it's like that bit in Children of Men, when there's a battle going on, and the lassie gives birth. And when they're carrying the baby out, everybody just stops
silent.
what they're doing. There's silence, and then immediately kicks off, because immediately after the bodies are put away, the machetes are out.
Yeah, they're angry.
And it shows you when you've got strength in numbers,
You're
guns
fucked.
can't stop.
You're fucked.
They even send in guys on horseback.
They're fucked.
They get
They're
dragged off.
Now, this bit where, do you notice the bodies, everyone that was gone, they were all burnt. They'd gone to hell. There's heaven and hell here.
Everybody's in purgatory.
Everyone there.
Everybody's awaiting. They're in a kind of holding pattern.
Yes.
Everybody.
Because they're all from different lives and done different things.
The candlelit vigil when the Frenchman's kind of looking out.
Oh, yeah. What a scene.
This film, it has authentic suffering.
Very much so, yeah.
It's a raw wounder film. This whole film.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I didn't know you could put things like that across in a film.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it beautifully. He's done it where you understand this pain.
Yeah.
Everyone, and there's no lit up.
In the morning, they're in a helicopter, and you see the flame. Okay, when you put red and green together, they've got the red of the flame next to the green of the jungle, and it's
great.
It's sparky. He says, "Let's clean away all this junk and just blow it up." They've got
a plan. I felt this flame was hell.
And
they're constantly putting out this fire.
Yes, the fuel, yeah.
And this is what I think.
Well, those when they in Kuwait when they blew up the oil wells, those fuckers had just who was the guy Red Adair?
Red Adair, yeah.
John Wayne played him in a film. They used to just cap wells and blow wells up. Oh, crazy stuff.
And they used to just go in with dynamite on sticks.
Yeah, just
and they would just walk into it. And
I just
close your eyes tight, son. Boom.
Don't look at it. The plan is formed when you go to the wank hut that's full of the sweaty explosive.
Cum.
And that scene, he picks up a bit of the dynamite and it's just powdered because it's leaked.
But he knows what it means.
This hasn't been turned. He puts his fingers. Right,
and it's
smelly finger, and
it's like skips.
That's like if he did it with Susan.
Explodes.
And everybody's like, what? His first idea is, we'll put it underneath a helicopter. The helicopter pilot's like, fuck no,
that's suicide. You can't
he says
do that.
The turbulence will just blow up. So we think, maybe get some trucks.
That's not the best plan.
It's a suicide.
Because it's 200 miles.
It's 200 miles.
Oh.
It is. He's offering. He says, look, I'll offer you twice as much to the helicopter pilot. He says, it's not really the money. He said, you need a suicide jockey. Frankie Dettori. He says you need some experienced truck drivers, and they go out. They put an open audition. Experienced truck drivers, exceptional wages. It's 8,000 pesos, which doesn't seem like a lot.
It doesn't, but I think that's the very number to get out of there. They need.
It's convenient.
It's convenient.
But he goes to them. Everybody's like, oh, not sure. And he goes, we need somebody with guts. He does that thing to him. He appeals to their macho-ness.
Let's do it. So there's guys he's testing that don't know how to drive.
Brilliant. An old neighbour, when I was a kid, my old neighbour, Willie, he was in the Second World War. He got his driver's licence. And they just had to drive an army truck 100 yards down the road. You've got your licence. And that was, he never had to reset a test. So that 100 yards...
In Zimbabwe years ago, do you know what the driving test was? You'd go into a football pitch,
right,
and they'd park the car close to the goalposts, and you had to reverse it through it. And you reversed it through it, and you passed your test.
That's brilliant.
Isn't that good?
I could maybe pass a test like that.
You should see the test in America. Not hard.
No?
Not hard.
Well, it's a right to drive. Everybody's got to be...
Yeah, it's not hard at all.
Because the roads are easy. You can't live anywhere.
The roads are relatively easy. Yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah.
But here, the test, like here in Japan, is in Hong Kong's the hardest, yeah.
He goes out, he's with, and the guy's crazy. He almost just runs down these little kids.
Oh, yeah, just straight for them.
And the oil guy's like, he's a kind of decent guy because he's like that. Don't kill the kids.
Don't kill them.
And he's quite quick to say, let's get the police in. Let's give me.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
He says, are you a Teamster? He says, no, Greyhound buses. He was a bus driver back in his day. And goes, pick your trucks.
This is now.
And they get down. Oh, I like the look of her. Now those trucks are characters in the film.
Yes, but they don't make it overly so. It's not like you're like maybe an 80s film where we're going to over decorate the truck or something.
But they're like dinosaurs. There's one, it's got ridges on it.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
And teeth and eyes, and They've
yeah,
got character.
I thought these were beasts of some sort.
They're
Now,
like
I don't know
beasts.
my religion that well, but is there a in purgatory?
there's a lot
Is
of
there beasts
monsters.
and monsters
Could
or something?
possibly.
I think it's them.
Beasts.
I think this, and I don't know
There's
what it is.
I think there's a lot of stuff feasting on your buttocks in purgatory. Yeah,
Oh, right. Well, I think these are beasts of
pecking
some
at
sort.
you.
Yeah.
If you're in hell, there's a lot. I think hell, the idea is it's not. It's an annoying thing. Imagine you were for the rest of your life. Somebody just did that to you, poked you in the head.
That sounds incredibly hollow.
That'd be.
I could hear
That
it.
would be really annoying. I think it's a hell of small things.
Do that again. Oh my God.
Repetitions. It's a repetition. There's an air pocket there. We'll kind of get an A-Team moment.
Yes,
with
they're
the
getting
montage.
all the best parts.
But it's beautifully done. But they've got those
A
engines.
montage before montages even existed. And
Yeah.
this is the
And the
first one I've
Frenchman
seen.
knows what he's doing. So they've got 2 trucks,
Mhm.
and it's got to be 2 teams of 2. But they realise they only need 1 truck.
Yeah.
So one of us
Is
the
going
spare.
to explode. They expect one of us
they
not to
expect
make
one
it.
of us. And they're like their engines are like they're smoking, and they're like beasts. They kind of breathe.
It's the breathe, because do you notice that the exhausts
Mhm.
have either been put to the front
Yeah.
or over the top, so it's like a nostril.
They just take the doors off. I
Yeah.
notice when they need doors.
don't need doors.
Don't need doors. And then the sweaty boom boom arrives.
I think the doors were there because if anything happened, they could get out quick.
Yeah, well, you'd be blown out of the
That's
the
well,
concussion would just. But the sweaty boom boom arrives on these little winches.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
The sweaty
delivering
boom
square,
boom.
like delivering square sausages to Dundee.
Yeah.
And they're like that. If the slightest, and they've
Hello.
filled the back of the truck with sand.
But sand's quite dense.
Yeah.
It's not going to help. It's
No,
not.
it's just yeah.
And then,
You think you would have it on some system, a
yeah,
gimbal? They
like,
don't have the technology for a gimbal.
so I thought, right, here they go. They're going to go into gear and drive
No.
slowly. They just go, and they're away. But when they take off, right,
Mm-hmm.
this is when there's a change, because these are all tough guys. They know what they're doing.
Well, they
and
say, I bet they're smart because they go, look, we want double.
they want double. They know no one's going to do this.
Nobody's going to do this. They've got to get this
But
done.
did you notice every single one of them? They're like, right, let's go, and they sit in and go, and you could see them shitting it. Every one of them's terrified,
Yeah,
and there's a bit of an emotion.
They're not psychopaths.
No.
The German doesn't rock up, and it's because the assassin guys bumped him off. He's killed him.
Yeah.
And the Palestinian guy's none too happy because he got to know him. He's a pal of the German guy. And he pulls it knife, and there's
Yeah,
a
they're
bit of
gonna
kind of
fight.
squabble in the mud.
And this assassin guy just
And
throws
the
him
oil
down.
guy's like, let's get the police. And he's like, no
No
Schneider's
police.
like, no police.
We
We've
just
got to
need to get
We've
going.
got to get this done.
So they all agree.
I love a way he keeps his windy and nice clean before he sets off. And as they're leaving the town, there's a very relaxed chicken, and it just saunters.
It
in
just
front of the
walks
truck.
away from it. It doesn't panic.
And you see, so they're leaving humanity. They're on the very cusp of humanity.
That's it. And they're on the edge of the
they're
jungle.
heading towards the mountains
That's
in
it.
the distance.
That's it.
It's like the wacky races a little bit.
In purgatory.
15 minutes apart. And one of them is drawn like, is it a devil on the is it like, it looks like Pazuzu from The Exorcist. Pazuzu.
That's it.
I have
Yeah.
a Pazuzu figurine in my house.
Pazuzu is
Pazuzu.
not evil.
No,
Pazuzu was a good demon.
you tell Pazuzu that.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu was a good.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu was a good demon.
The Pazuzu that you do.
People got it wrong. Well,
Did he
William
not have
Peter
a-
Blatty got
Did
it wrong
he
in
not have a
Exorcist.
3-foot penis?
And that's a good thing.
Okay.
Okay.
They're like, but it's anthropomorphising the trucks. They are like characters. They're
Yes.
like creatures.
Mm-hmm.
People do. It's always a she, isn't
Oh,
it?
no.
No.
Susan just got a new car, as you know, and she refers to it as him.
Well, she's an idiot. Okay, it's fine. They have to keep looking round. Check that the Ferrero Rocher in the back's fine. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, they keep looking at it.
You
and it
wouldn't
sits there.
It would give you a right feeling in the back of your neck, would
These boxes brood.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just, the camera goes
Well,
on.
he's captured it because you've seen the
And it's
reverence.
Yeah.
It's like
And they just sit there
they're
waiting.
They're like the fucking. They're like
Come explosion.
They're like the Ark of the Covenant.
Yes, just
They're
waiting.
that dangerous. They're
Oh.
giving off a vibe, and the fume. You must smell it. Does nitroglycerin have a smell?
I don't know
odourless
about it.
But it looks like they're dying off it. It does. They get more pallid.
It's taking their soul away.
Yes. Mm-hmm. There's a lovely little bit, and you notice they're very gentle on the wheel. Mm-hmm. Keep your thumbs out of the way, just gentle. Easy does it.
Yeah.
And they go past like an Aztec carving.
Like a Pazuzu.
And then they see there's this native people, and the guy starts cavorting and he's taking the piss.
Now,
it's a nice wee scene.
This is weird.
He's juggling about. He's
behind the... and it's like, what the fuck?
It's like, get the bloody way!
He's getting mad at him.
They go along, they cross the first of these kind of bridges, and there's all the crashed vehicles down the side you've seen.
Yeah,
like,
this is a dangerous place.
And he says, you get out. So they're having to guide each
little
other.
Bridge.
So it's the first squeaky bum time.
Now, this is done well because when I was travelling in the Himalayas, you start off with little bridges and you're dead impressed. And then by the end of day 4, you're
That was like nitroglycerin, the very last
drip of Bovril. But in a few days later, you're on really ropey high bridges. But you work up to it. This film's the same. That's why I think they've went to the jungle. Mm-hmm. They've went places, and the deeper they go to film, the worse it gets.
The film, that's not a real structure. For filmic reasons, they've built this thing.
That's what they've learned.
It looks extremely dangerous, but there must be a level of safety to it. I believe
the side falls down.
The trucks had harnesses on them.
Yeah, to stop them going.
To stop them. I don't think it could stop them 100%. Well,
I don't think it could do anything.
No.
When you see the safety in this.
But you know what I mean? It's a very light truck. You think it's heavy, but it'll be stripped down.
Yeah.
You know. This bit's good. He's guiding them. And, they start to build a trust with each other.
Yeah.
But everything's crumbling.
And the wheel goes through. And it's like they're stuck. But the French guy goes, no, just keep going.
Keep coming. And he's like,
and they're like, I'm done.
Every time you're revving that engine,
you're just waiting for it to go.
The good thing was if it blew up.
Yeah. It's very
instant,
quick. Very quick.
Instant death. They come to a sign and somebody's fucking knocked the arrow off, and you're like, fuck, we don't know where they're kind of going.
The rain is real rain.
Yeah.
This is the heaviest storm.
It rains in Dundee, but nothing like this.
Nothing like this.
Tropical rain.
So they don't know which way to go.
And they meet this weird guy. Puerto Rico is dead.
This is religious.
Religious.
This is them on their journey.
A meditation on machismo mortality. It's kind of like, it gets more dreamy as the film goes along.
Yes. This is where I am.
How the fuck did they film some of this? I just wonder how they filmed it.
Well, they get
Has it been an arduous shoot?
Oh yeah, I think it was a terrible one.
And we meet, as the Scots would say, the Shacky Briggy.
The Shacky Briggy. Now this bridge...
The assassin's like, fuck this.
He's like, he runs.
And he's like, don't you fucking asshole. We're not getting across. Because they've had an argument which way to go.
Yeah.
And Schneider's like that, we'll take this, the road less travelled. And he's like, no,
follow the map.
Follow the map. He says, I need a guide, I'm not going to be able to do this. Get the fuck back here.
Oh my God. They get to this bridge now.
It's as safe as the fucking Tay Bridge Mark 1.
Yes. I thought they would use miniatures for this.
No.
No,
this is a truck. Now, I saw Friedkin. Friedkin was in the truck.
Right. That was not safe.
There was some kind of harness, but the truck did fall into the water. But it's an actual river going along at a rate of knots.
It's unbelievable.
This is a practical thing. Nowadays, CGI all the way.
You wouldn't be allowed to do this. This is so
makes
unsafe.
You nervous.
So they're going across this bridge, which has practically... You can walk across it.
No, it's swaying.
And the truck's swaying so much, it's like over 45 degrees.
And the assassin takes his hat off, and he looks like a Drukit rat. He's wee baldy. His
hair dye comes out. I think that's a beautiful human side.
We're starting to lose track of time.
Yes.
Time becomes meaningless. It's night and then day and night and day.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Schneider, he's kind of obsessed with money. His last vestige, he's like, we'll be in double wages, because he thinks there's no way they're going to make it.
Yeah, they're not going to get it. We'll get
the money. He almost drowns. The French goes across. The Palestinian falls in the water. Manages to drag his arse up.
Almost gets run over.
And then all this flotsam appears. The Frenchman's hacking at it with a machete.
A tree pins him against it.
He's like, fuck. Go and get the
winch.
The winch. Ties it onto this thing. It's like a bad tooth. The whole bridge is just fucking raw.
Get up to the end. Move. And
he's been attacked by a wall of sticks.
It collapses just as they get over.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking and probably one of the greatest scenes I've ever witnessed in film.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
when
real. It's
when
visceral.
When
it's incredible.
Earlier on, they get the winch ready and there's a hammer and they're putting it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good bit. But have you ever heard the fifers call winching, getting in about each other?
Oh,
if you're
God.
winching, you're shagging. Are you winching? Just tells you a lot. That's all you need to know about the
They're a romantic
fifers.
bunch, aren't they?
There's just everything in this is fucking tense. So the rope of the bridge is just straining.
Everything's
the winch,
breaking.
the wire scares me because wire at tension, if it snaps, could take your head off.
Yes.
So the people, everybody is just every nerve end and everything. And the whole film, it sustains that tension
Non-stop.
The whole way
Non-stop.
through.
Yeah, it doesn't let up for a second. And the sweat adds to that because you feel
we're
this.
at night in this blue, dark night. And it cuts, and it says green daylight.
Yeah,
and it's quite
great.
Seeing this in a dark cinema would have been something else.
Stark. It's a great change.
And everybody's starting to kind of lose their minds a little bit. And his maniacal cackles, the assassin just like throws his head back. He's like, this is fucking crazy. They've basically come to a bit where a gigantic tree's blocking the route. And it's one of those.
No way to go.
They speak about in the jungle. The large trees are called the emergents. They're the ones that come out through the canopy, the big daddy, and one of them's come down. And I think, is it a real tree? It's been dressed a little bit, possibly. I'd imagine
it looks like a real
they'll
tree.
have needed to have to move the thing. Yeah. So I assume it's hollow.
Yeah, probably. It looks that way.
But it's very convincing. And Schneider losing it. He's
he just loses his mind.
It's almost like a Jesse the Body Ventura. He's like shooting the forest and Predator.
Yeah, he's just hacking it and he's
punching the ground.
Deep, yeah.
He's like, fuck. The leeches are just all over his balls.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Quite amazing.
So something will swim up the end of his penis. The Kanduru. Is that Kanduru?
Yes, and it's got barbs on it. Oh, Jesus
Terry
Christ.
Wogan introduced me to the Kanduru.
Personally?
No, on his show. They had an explorer and he had one I don't think, is it real? I believe what it does is it's drawn to the
it's the stream of urine. It doesn't just swim up there. It needs a stream of urine.
But it's drawn to that because it's the same stuff that comes out the gills of fish.
Right,
so
okay.
it swims into the gills of fish, and the urine is the same. Well, it's some connection. So it thinks it's swimming up the gill of a fish.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not meaning to go up your willy.
It's an accident.
It's an accident.
It's not personal.
It doesn't make it any better.
So how are they going to get past this fallen tree? They get the bomber guy.
Well, first of all, we have a standoff with him, Schneider and the assassin, and the assassin pulls the gun.
The gun just
shoots him.
Oh, it's fucking mental.
Then the Frenchmen and the Palestinian appear out of the jungle like ghosts.
Yeah.
You're like, is anybody alive in this?
I see. This is what I was. Yeah, this is the whole thing.
They just all, and nobody's if it's lost. But the Palestinian turns out he's got some skills in that department.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of suggesting I can deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And the next scene is just this Heath Robinson glory.
Yeah,
it's a glory. The contraption
of building the
pulleys, stones. They need a bag for sand, like in Indiana
cut it
Jones.
Open, then it feeds
the pulley in his pocket.
Boom. Everything about it's fantastic.
Everything about it. One thing they mistakenly. Bomb guys, people when you're dealing with bombs, you never run away because you can trip, as they always do. When you're dealing with explosives, you walk. It scares the horses running. You just walk away from the scene of stuff. It's true. Because so many people have thought, I'll get away from this, trip, bang.
And when you're making a bomb, always have a safety.
Yeah.
Always have a safety.
Yeah. I don't think there's much health and safety in this because he's basically... They get a whole thing, a whole Ferrero Rocher box, stick it on the thing,
drop a rock on it,
and it dribbles.
It dribbles.
It's dribble. The jazz, the explosive.
Now, how did they deal with this explosion? Do they run and dive? No, they keep running for ages to get away from it.
You have no idea.
And hide in their.
But during in the Second World War, when the Americans now were fighting the Germans, and they were getting like bombarded, pieces of tree. We're going through people like splinters.
Oh my God!
It's meant. And imagine the old wooden warships when they were cannonballing each other.
Just
huge
shattered
bits of oak would just. It's horrific.
Horrible.
And it works. It blows the thing to fuck. Blows
Big
it
hole
to
in
fuck.
It. Yep.
And there's no like yay hugging each other.
They look at it. It's
but
like
they've built a respect for each other.
Yeah. But it's like they're depressed. They just look at it and
they're not nice people. Nobody's really a nice person.
This
That's
is
a
very
wonderful
important.
thing.
This is very important.
It's crucial.
Yes.
It's like MacGyver time. That's what it reminded me of, MacGyver.
So, MacGyver. if
with his little
MacGyver
devices.
done this, I would have liked it.
Yeah. What a horrible act had MacGyver done. The locals of the village would have killed him, though. He was such a pontificating, pious son of a bitch.
Now they're driving along, the French guy goes
There's
into
not even a part in the back.
No, nothing. They just go.
There's a vulture starts circling them.
There is. And then the French guy.
But they open up each other.
Yeah, they start talking.
I love my wife. He says the first time I met her, first day in Paris.
Is that your French accent? Sounds like you're from Perth.
I wasn't doing that accent. That was my romantic voice.
Oh, your romantic voice.
Your romantic voice.
Jacques Cousteau.
And he goes to show him the watch, and then the tyre blows. Bang!
They're dead. I was fucking shocked.
And there's
they just die instantly.
That's weird. Yeah,
they just die.
Blown to smithereens.
I was like, everything in this left me.
Well, he goes. His last line is he says, "It's 5 minutes to 9 in Paris."
What does that mean?
Well, his wife's still in Paris.
Yeah, but what does it mean? 5 minutes to 9. I have to take meaning from that, but I don't know.
No, it's just he just knows.
No, I think there's more to that. What's his wife
doing? She'll be sitting there. She'll have moved on. The French are very. They'll all have affairs with each other.
Yeah.
He'll have his wife, his mistress, and his boyfriend. They used to show up to heads of state funerals.
When he died.
Mitterrand, the two families appeared.
Yeah, no problem.
They had a grace and favour flat, which the French taxpayer paid for.
Amazing.
Fine about it. Then we get to this. So they're coming up the rear. So they come upon the scene.
Yeah. Oh.
And they're like, fuck.
It's just
but
terrible.
Everything's still, there's a big ass explosion and stuff still.
And it's burning. And
there's a bit of body, and there's still a landslide going on. It's
awful.
And they meet some banditos.
Yeah, some guerrillas.
With their uniforms
just
and
standing
their neck
there
sweat.
Like, oh, fuck.
Viva Revolution. And he steals his sweaty hat, and I thought, you dirty bastard.
He took his hat, and he says, what's in the truck? And he goes, supplies.
Bread, he goes, some sausages,
and he goes, that's
Kleenex.
What we need.
We need
so
that.
He takes them round the back.
But he keeps going, we'll be fine.
We're fine. We're going to let you go.
He said, well, kill them on
the road.
Kill them both on the road.
But the assassin, he's pretending he's got a cough. He can't move. Got a cough. So they're going, get out. He's going,
The little bird will not leave the nest.
Yes. Now they're German guerrillas from South America, I see. But it's a fantastic sort of explosive scene where the German just goes bang, 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 shoots the three in front of him.
He's not German. You see, my accent convinced you. Convincing was my accent.
I take it back, your acting's wonderful.
Isn't it good?
The assassin
shoots him, but gets one in the puddings.
Right in the belly.
And
now, Schneider with a fucking shot. I couldn't believe this scene.
Bashes
this was so
his
real.
head right. He deserved it, that
But
guy.
he hits him in the neck. But it looks like he really hit him. And then it just splits open.
Probably.
The guy goes,
just keeps battering him.
Does he
get his hat back?
He doesn't.
No.
He doesn't. People are full of brains at that point.
But he piles the guy back in the truck.
And this is where it gets now.
This is where it goes into
full trippiness.
Yeah.
So the assassin's lying there. He's turning white. He's dying.
It's a moonscape.
It's a moonscape,
and there's formations,
beautiful formations. But you're at an end here. Because the beast can't pass this.
Yeah.
This means something. I need to know my Bible.
Stuff.
Yeah, because
no, you don't really. You are not going to set upon some lifelong learning study of the Bible just to get to the bottom of this film.
I will. I want to understand what this film was saying.
You see, you don't do things by half measures. I imagine I'm going to come in here next week and you're wearing a dog collar.
I'm like,
oh fuck.
I got myself ordained.
I bet you did.
In the 90s, yeah. I'm an atheist and I got myself ordained. Yeah.
He goes, but he's kind of keeping it light and he goes, what are you going to do with all that money, you hump? And he says, get laid. And they get a share, they get a spit roast a prostitute.
Yeah.
It's all quite jovial, but he just dies.
He just dies.
He's still alive. He still sees him laughing.
You hear him laughing and it's Schneider's lost it.
And he's out there, where am I going?
Yeah.
He's lost. I still think the fumes are playing a part. I think it is.
That's probably a part of it.
But he kind of has this, he has flashbacks, it's all this guilt and he sees the accident, the robbery.
Yeah.
Just he's seeing his life flashing before him. It's a lovely scene. You see the Frenchman's watch and the blood just running over
runs
it.
to it, yeah.
That's a lovely.
It's great scene.
And like you said, the river Styx. It's like that.
Yes.
And what's the significance of 218?
It'll be a verse. It'll be something. Yeah.
And there's one shot, and it's the truck on the blasted kind of landscape, and there's a pink hue in the sky. So there's the halcyon lights, and it's beautiful. It's a picture.
It's great.
It's glorious.
Black.
and he's heading towards the fire.
And then just walking out of the black. He's on the verge of death, and he's carrying the nitro. He's carrying the dynamite.
They need 6 sticks to basically.
And that's it, yeah.
But it's like he like falls before it. Well, Jesus was visited by a pillar of fire, wasn't he? Yeah, I know that about the Bible.
We're there. This is it. But
he kneels down before it. But it's even beyond a Christian God.
This is
an ancient God.
This is the universe.
This is gone to a different level.
So
and they're there. They're rushing to help.
And they help him.
They got the stuff. You don't even see them. What they do with the explosive?
No, it's just the silhouettes of men.
That's you leave it, and he's got a new hat and a new suit,
and
he's returned to the village triumphant. Yeah. And they've got him in the thing, and the guy's he's getting patted on the back now, and he seems fairly happy.
And he writes him a check,
40,000 pesos. He's got everybody's
He's got every money, but here's the problem with that. He says, "What am I going to do with this?" He says, "I can't go to a bank." He says, "No, there's a guy coming. He'll take you to the bank, and you'll get cash. But there's always an issue. There's what they've been given is this false sense.
Yeah, but I think
there's no escaping purgatory.
He thinks he's passed the test, and the guy's a decent guy, the oil guy. I think you'll see him all right. And there's a lovely bit of account. He says, what does he say? Go to Manaqua?
I can't remember. Someplace.
We can't go there. That's too public. He has to hide because he knows his life's in peril. But do you not think if you'd been through that experience,
you'd go someplace.
Some Italian goons coming to shoot you, it's less scary.
That's true.
What he's been through is more terrifying. A guy showing up at your hotel
buy a gun, you'll be fine.
Yeah, he's hardened by this experience. But he goes.
He's empty though.
His lips, though, he could have done me a wee bit of lip salve.
Yeah,
he's been licking those lips. But there's a lovely tender moment where he goes to the woman. Have this dance, and she's the woman the Frenchman was hooking on to. And she gave him back his watch. I forgot that, but that's a lovely scene.
And they're dancing, and it just pulls away. And it's just getting quieter, and a car pulls up.
White shoes,
and 2 assassins.
Well, his mate
that helped him. 2 mob assassins come out.
Would they really travel the length of the earth for that?
I don't know, but this is why I think, right?
You hear a gunshot, don't you?
You hear a single gunshot,
but you don't know.
You don't know, and it's the end.
Because he was sat there with army guys.
They were all dead.
Yeah,
they were all dead.
Yeah.
They were all dead.
Yeah,
they were dead men walking. So they were in purgatory. There's no escaping.
He hadn't survived the car crash at the beginning.
That's right. They all died.
The Frenchman maybe shot himself.
He was the because when he went back in,
the Palestinian was shot. By the Israelis.
Yep.
And the assassin, the guy probably shot him.
That's right.
When he went into the room.
What you saw is what they believed what happened.
Yeah.
And they were taken to purgatory.
The moment, when you're lying, dying on the floor, time's an abstract thing.
Correct.
The moment of death could feel like an eternity. It's like Jacob's Ladder. That's quite a good film.
Yeah, that's a good film.
Death, you think you're having this long experience. Dreams can feel like an eternity, and it's just, they're seconds.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
So this film.
The music's by Tangerine.
The music's great.
Wonderful.
It's great. This was the film that set off all their soundtrack career. Holy fucking shitballs. That was amazing. Never felt a vibe like that in a film. It's proper craftsmanship. That's what I wrote.
I don't think there's any weakness to it. The visuals are it. The script. The script is so sparing. There's not much. It's a film that don't really do so much now. It's like films that are so macho.
Yeah.
There's no really romance in it.
No, there's nothing.
It's just guys going about their
failed people. People
damaged.
You don't like.
No, people you don't
There's
like.
no heroes in this.
No, there's not.
It's a very religious film, I feel.
Deeply religious.
Now, we don't do how many guffs now, it's roids. How many roids out of 10? 10.
It's undoubtedly a 10, yeah.
10 out of 10 roids. It's absolutely fucking incredible.
It's
incredible.
Yeah. I'm interested to think what some of the viewers will think of this number.
Oh, they'll have to watch it.
If you've not seen it before, you will have to watch it.
It's incredible. I mean, I've seen a lot of films.
I'd love to see this in the cinema.
Oh, it would be nice. That we do, and we get a lot of jokes out of it. There was no jokes in this for me. I was actually impressed. This is Citizen Kane levels of craftsmanship.
This is a guy at the height of his powers as a filmmaker.
This is an amazing film.
Just to get this.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah,
until you mentioned it.
I'd seen it. I've seen it maybe twice. I'm sure I've got it on DVD. Not that I've got a DVD player, but I've seen this film a couple of times. I enjoyed it the most. This is a film which, because we're that age.
Yes.
Are they older than us in the film? No, they're younger.
They're younger, quite a bit.
Well, with the age of the fucking assassin.
Yes. And probably are, actually.
Schneider. I've heard criticism of Schneider in this. His role was going to go...
Criticism?
Yeah. His role was going to go to Steve McQueen. I think this is a kind of Papillon period, which is also a good film.
It's good, but I think it's worked out better.
Schneider's got the most kind of expressive eyes.
He's the most everyman in this, where you could actually relate to someone.
Yeah. The Frenchman's wonderful, though.
I don't know who he is as an actor. He is great.
Yeah, he's a very good.
I think he's the best actor in the whole thing.
I'd like to see him in other stuff.
He's good.
He has this, even when he's in the mud, he's got a dignity to him, which is extraordinary.
He's incredible. Yeah. He's really good.
This is a film, I get the feeling, the more you watch that you'd find more bits in it, little moments.
I feel I need to understand it better.
Yeah.
There's a lot to study in this.
Yeah, I love it. Anything in a jungle setting's good.
Yeah,
Fitzcarraldo and what's that Klaus Kinski one when they're taking the
boat. Yeah,
nuts.
That's crazy, and that was done for real as well.
That was an even madder thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of fighting on that.
Yeah,
who are you?
Agira, Wrath of the Gods, the one where Kinski threatens a monkey.
You've done that.
I watched that film on acid.
Don't do that.
Jesus,
don't do that. Watch like Biodome or something.
Biodome, yeah.
Who are you? I know who you are. You're the truck. Same condition.
Yeah, same condition.
Yep.
It's been left, the oils. Yes,
but you keep going. You just keep going.
You are a sweaty box of explosives in a shack in the middle of the rainforest.
Come dripping out of me, just explosive.
All the juice going out of you. From the waist down, there's still some liquidic quality, but the head... dry.
Well, see,
if I was to lean over there and crush your head, it would just be like a powder.
I'm very dry.
Just that powder.
I use cocoa butter.
Like that stuff you sprinkle on your lawn. You're like hoof and horn.
Hoof and horn.
Hoof and horn.
Can't that make you choke to death?
Hoof and horn, yeah.
Right. I said I was Schneider because I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
He's coiled
and grey most of the time.
Yeah, you do have a paleness.
A pallor. It's grey. Unbelievable film.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Highly recommended.
I'll be delighted if someone has not seen this film and watches us due to us.
That would be great. That would be nice.
That film it's a little bit too good for us.
Yeah, this was a mistake. This was a mistake to do it on this show because this is a fucking amazing top class film.
It's not a mistake because if one person's not watched this film and they choose to watch it, it's been worth it.
That was it. Because
let's stick to film stuff with big reptiles with donkey dicks and people being eaten alive by iguanas.
Agreed, because I feel we've not belittled the film.
I've got a film in
tainted
mind.
it.
I've got a film in mind for the next time.
Okay, don't mention it. We'll leave it as a surprise. Ladies and gentlemen,
if you've been up to your waist in jungle juice, jungle water, examine your balls because they will be festooned, grape-like, with leeches. And those jungle leeches, they can take a pint at a time.
Leeches, when you walk past them, they drop from trees high above you. They were hitting my head all the time. It was amazing.
They would get into those little grooves, those crevasses, the head crevasses.
And when you go, my head crevasses.
It's the breath.
And when you go past trees, they're all stretching out.
It's the breath.
It's incredible. Well, I kept playing that. I'll just stop it.
That's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Wash your lychee balls.
Wash your lychee balls in the jungle. Incredible film. Sorcerer, 1977.
Please turn your dynamite.
You
have to turn it once a year.
Turn your dynamite.
Because it gets dry.
It's the story of my life.
It's like when you're rearranging the beans in your tin beans in the cupboard.
What?
Well, you make sure that the older stuff is at the front. You
How many beans do you have?
I've got 35 tins of beans in this. You rotate your food. It's the same with dynamite. Rotation.
Until next time. Laters.
Ta-ta.